Is Thursday, June 4th, and we're going to do a 6-card tarot card reading using the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. And the first card I pulled this evening is the Fool. So let's discuss this card before we pull some more. So I feel like maybe you've been blindsided by something. Maybe somebody kind of reacted to something that you didn't think they were going to have this reaction. And you were blindsided by their response, or you were blindsided by their lack of response. And perhaps this person can be really naive when it comes to important subjects and topics. Also, do you feel like you're being kind of tugged out by multiple people at this time? Where, like, instead of just having 1 or 2 people pulling at you, you're feeling kind of like there's multiple people pulling at you, and you're getting overwhelmed. I would say at this time, if that is how you're feeling, make sure that you voice what you're feeling instead of like barking back at the wrong person, because you may inadvertently take it out on somebody else. So if someone is like asking too much of you all the time and it's wearing you down, make sure that you speak up on it and speak about it instead of just allowing this person to proceed in their behavior or their bad behavior. The second card that we pulled is the Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups brings us a message about trying to contain and control our outbursts. So if you're feeling like a bit angry lately, and you're feeling like you're kind of like flying out of control, or maybe somebody has told you that you've been a little out of control and you've been in disagreement, start to kind of look at your behavior and your patterns and see if maybe perhaps that is indeed the case. Because this card makes me feel like someone is kind of bringing a message about containing your behavior and kind of pulling it all together. And it's almost like they're bringing you a message and they're putting their stamp on this message. They're like, maybe other people are seeing it, but nobody is confronting it, and your behavior has been kind of sloppy and you've been all over the place. So kind of check your emotions and make sure that you are, being mindful about that. Maybe draw it back a bit. Okay, the third card we pulled is the 5 of Wands, forward facing. This card is about collectively working together and trying to pull everything together. So this could be about a culmination of energy, a culmination of ideas and patterns and behaviors, and you're trying to essentially put it all together. I know sometimes when too many people have their hand in the pot and too many people have opinions, it causes us to kind of have a poor reaction. So this is about kind of bringing order to the chaos and getting everybody to put their best effort forward. Interesting. The fourth card we pulled is the 8 of Cups, but it's in reverse. So the 8 of Cups in reverse is about emptying out what you no longer need. It's like if you're taking a vacation and you're going with a suitcase that already has clothes from the last trip. Maybe some of those clothes are old, maybe some of those clothes need washing, maybe they've just been in the suitcase too long and you don't really know. If you just keep adding clothes to the suitcase, you don't really know what you're bringing. So in a sense, it's like emptying out what you no longer need in your life, kind of reevaluating some of that emotional baggage that you're walking around with so that you're not adding more fuel to the fire. So emptying out, releasing, getting rid of some of that old baggage, cleaning out your suitcase before you pack up new things to bring with you on this new journey, because you are going on a new journey now. You are going on a new path. And if you're bringing that same old attitude with you and that same old energy with you, then it's not going to feel new. It's going to just feel like you're the same person in a new role. And I think when we want to start over for like a big thing in our life, and I mean, it's a big thing. It's not a little thing. When we want to start over with like a big thing in our life, I think we want to find out who we are in this new role and not always show up as the same person that showed up for every situation. It's like if you've been in failed relationships with people in the past and you keep showing up at as the same person, you could easily blame all of those failed relationships on the partner, right? On someone other than yourself. But if you keep showing up as the same person over and over again, then most likely you're going to get the same results. So it might be time for you to kind of empty out what's not working for you so that you can start working on who you're going to be in this new role. The fifth card we pulled is the Moon in reverse. This card is kind of like pulling back the curtains. You know, like on, let's say in the winter sometimes, because it gets darker out earlier. I mean, I can't really use this as a scenario or an example because I don't have any curtains on my windows. But I think like in the winter months, it's darker out earlier and we come home earlier from work, or we like aren't necessarily taking a million trips to the food store. So we're like going to bed earlier, it's darker out earlier, and so on. The energy that I'm feeling from this card is kind of like that feeling when spring has sprung and you're pulling open the curtains and you're looking outside and you're like seeing like the trees are starting to bloom, or bud I should say, and little flowers are kind of sprouting out from those twigs that were once so bare during winter. The energy of this card is kind of like peeling back the layers and opening up those curtains for the first time in the season and looking outside at like a new picture, a new beginning, a fresh start. So maybe this is you peeling back the layers of who you are as a person. I often relate this energy towards like the layers of an onion. I think we are like the layers of an onion, and we peel back to get to the core of who we really are. You know, yes, seeing things clearer, yes. Sometimes simple things like seeing things clearer is hard for me to think of. But we're peeling back those layers and getting to the true core of who we are and the real dynamic of who we are. The sixth card we pulled is the King of Pentacles in reverse. This card for us this evening is, you know, not just worrying about where we are financially for work and so on. It's essentially about creating a more long-term goal when it comes to work, career, and finances. Not just like living for the moment and trying to make a paycheck to pay down some debt. It's like more long-term. What are your aspirations? What are your hopes? What are your goals? Are you focused on that? Like, what is your more long-term plan? Have you come up with that? When was the last time you've made a vision board and, you know, set a path to follow on and become really career-oriented and career goals? And, you know, just like uber focused on the things that you need and want to attract in your life. So where are you with all of that? Are you in the vision part of it, or are you implementing it down on paper? Are you in the action part of it? And that's what the King of Pentacles is here to talk about with us, because it's in reverse. So it's about like getting clear on what you want, having some knowledge on that. Just really like, I feel like when you aren't just digging on the surface and you're really digging deep and becoming really clear on what you want to manifest, it becomes easier to attain. Rather than just saying it to one person and assuming that that's exactly what's going to happen. It's like you're actually putting effort and power into action, into plan. You're coming up with a good game plan. You're hearing yourself speak about it, and then you're going to start to apply it in your life to where you are today. So that is your 6-card tarot card reading. I wish everybody had a best friend like my best friend, who is shining the light, the green light in my eyes while I'm doing this tarot card reading. So to my YouTube subscribers, I thank you for joining me. We'll see you on here tomorrow night for our full moon reading. Today is the eve of the full moon, so really technically today is the day you should be doing all of your rituals as far as like readings and burning things. So I thank you for joining me tonight. I'll see you tomorrow, YouTube subscribers, on June 5th.